extra time.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.
Hardik Pandya, obviously, that's going to be a huge dilemma for the team management.
Yeah, see, according to me, I think Hardik Pandya has been included in the squad as an all-rounder, not just as a pure batsman. And what happens is, if he's there in the playing 11 without, and if he's not bowling, it will affect the combination of the side. See, with Hardik Pandya inside, you have to pick only five bowlers in the playing 11. If one bowler has a bad day, then it'll affect the balance of the side, and it will cost. So I'm sure the team management would have conducted some sort of a fitness test upon him.
2 घंटे में डिलीवरी, विश यू स्पीडी रिकवरी, कोई भी दवा अब नहीं करो मिस, दवाई चाहिए एसएप तो बस एक अपोलो 24/7 डिलीवर करे आपकी पूरी प्रिस्क्रिप्शन सिर्फ 2 घंटों में.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Extra Time. And as you can see, I have a very, very special guest joining me today. Welcome, MSK sir, former selector, selection committee chairman, joining me. And we are going to discuss for the next 10 minutes on the upcoming T20 World Cup, which, in fact, it starts from today in Oman. MSK sir, happy Dussehra to you and your family.
Thank you so much, Mama. Thank you so much.
Let's start with, as Virat mentioned yesterday, that Dhoni's inclusion in the side will be a major boost in the confidence for the side going into the World Cup. What's your take?
या पहले ये कह सकता है कि हमारा टीम मैनेजमेंट बहुत अच्छा है. We already have a good team management under Ravi, and with MSD joining the squad, it only adds value to the team management. And with the 3 ICC World Cups, I mean, whether it is Champions Trophy, T20 World Cup, One Day World Cup, Test Championship, 300 T20 matches as a captain, with the wealth of experience that MSD is going to bring to Indian team, is going to be phenomenal. And more importantly, every player respects him. Every team member of the team management respects him. The whole country respects him. And more importantly, Virat and MSD has a wonderful chemistry. So this is MSD's inclusion as a mentor into this squad is a very, very good sign for Team India. And I wish that it shouldn't end here. I wish that as and when required, MSD has to offer his services. And I'm very happy that after winning IPL championship, he's coming into is joining Indian squad. So the confidence levels personally from his side, and also the confidence that he brings into the dressing room will be a phenomenal thing.
Sir, obviously, do you think that this is going to be India's best chance to win the World Cup? Obviously, जैसे कि आप जानते हैं कि IPL अभी बस IPL खत्म हुआ और बहुत सारे players are in form. So, does it work out well for the Indian team going into the World Cup?
या ये तो कह सकता है, लेकिन क्योंकि लास्ट 1-2 महीने से प्लेयर्स इधर है, यहाँ का कंडीशंस जो भी है वो एक्लेमेटाइज हो गया, तो वो कंडीशंस मालूम है कौन सा ग्राउंड में पिचेस कैसा बिहेव कर रहा है. तो डेफिनेटली दिस इज गोइंग टू बी एन एडवांटेज फॉर टीम इंडिया. And of course, our top of Fab 3 at the top, like KL Rahul or Rohit or Virat, they're all among runs. So they are all among runs, and after their early exit in this tournament, they had a good rest also. So all these things will definitely add value to the team. And towards the end, we have seen Surya Kumar Yadav and Ishan Kishan also coming back to form. Our fast bowlers are doing well. So overall, it's a good time for us to win this World Cup, because we already got acclimatized to the conditions.
So coming back to Hardik Pandya, obviously that's going to be a huge dilemma for the team management.
Exactly.
Now that he has not been bowling, he has not bowled in the IPL. So do you think that it's going to be a dilemma whether to, as you have also mentioned, he said in an interview earlier that he should be persistent with as a batsman, because Hardik as a sheer batsman can win you matches. But then do you think that that's going to be a dilemma for the team management, whether to pick him as a pure batsman at number 6 or go in with someone like a Shardul Thakur?
Yeah, see, according to me, I think Hardik Pandya has been included in the squad as an all-rounder, not just as a pure batsman. And what happens is, if he's there in the playing 11 without, and if he's not bowling, it will affect the combination of the side. See, with Hardik Pandya inside, you have to pick only five bowlers in this in the playing 11. If one bowler has a bad day, then it'll affect the balance of the side, and it will cost. So I'm sure the team management would have conducted some sort of a fitness test upon him before, because there was still an option to shuffle the squad in case somebody is not fit. So I'm sure they would have conducted this fitness test, and I'm sure he would have passed that fitness test. And I expect him to bowl, and I expect him, if he doesn't bowl, then it will affect the composition of the squad.
MSK sir, what's going to be your go-to spinners apart from Ravindra Jadeja? Obviously, there are as many as 4 spinners in the side, with the likes of Ravichandran Ashwin, Rahul Chahar, and Varun Chakravarti. So, whoever, obviously, assuming that Ravindra Jadeja is a certainty, he is going to play all the matches. Who will partner? Who would be the best bet to partner him in the matches here in UAE?
See, first of all, Varun Chakravarti has been included in the squad because of his mysteryness. So people have still not decoded him. Not many international sides have played against him. So I would definitely suggest that, I would just definitely feel that Varun Chakravarti might start off as a frontline spinner for us, along with Ravindra Jadeja. And in case if there are too many left-handers or something like that, then Ashwin might come into the play. Otherwise, they might start off with Jaddu and Varun Chakravarti as frontline spinners. And moreover, this is not a Sharjah wicket where it's going to assist your spinners. So we are going to play number of matches in Dubai and also in Abu Dhabi. Hence, Varun might come a little early than anybody else.
Sir, taking forward to your Varun Chakravarti's topic, how do you see his emergence in the side? Means, as you mentioned, that he has not been decoded yet. And so, talking about his emergence, how do you see him develop as a bowler?
It's good to see. There is always this game has been evolving for some time. Nobody would have ever thought that there will be something called a scoop shot or a ram shot or a reverse sweep or a reverse switch hit shots. So game has been constantly evolving, and it has been changing over a period of time. And in that process, now we have seen a lot of mystery bowlers coming into the picture. And maybe from Indian perspective, this is the first time we are having a mystery bowler in him. And it's because the time in a T20 game, time is too short to check and understand the bowlers variations. And also by the time you realize that either you're out or you play too many dot balls. So that in that perspective, I think Varun Chakravarti's emergence, and more so last 2 years he played here in UAE, so he understands these conditions very well. He knows how to pick wickets, what lengths to bowl on these wickets. So I'm sure he'll be a big asset for this side.
And talking about another spinner, Ravichandran Ashwin, he's coming back to the white ball format. Means, how to see this scene? Because Ashwin has been performing well for India of late, and also he has done well for Delhi Capitals in the IPL as well. So Ashwin's inclusion in the side, the wealth of experience he brings into the squad, how to see will it help in Virat and his team?
See, under pressure situations in a major competitions, you always need experience. If at all, if the oppositions have a lot of left-handers, or so I'm sure he's comfortable bowling to both left-handers and right-handers, since he has got enough variations in his bowling. So if at all, by any chance, if they want to fall back, Virat wants to fall back on experience, I'm sure Ravichandran Ashwin is definitely going to add value. Because earlier also, I still remember in 2013, when the Champions Trophy finals was shortened game, it was a rain-affected game against England. He's the one who bowled that last over to restrict he bowled that 4 runs over. I still can't forget. So experience is one thing that you cannot buy. It comes with age, and more importantly, he's in good form. So he's a wonderful inclusion in the squad. And as and when, if they think that they want to fall back in experience, Ravichandran Ashwin option is always wide open for them.
Obviously, the big match coming up, 24th of October, India playing Pakistan. Sir, do you think that the fact that Pakistan has been playing regularly in UAE for the last 3 years, does it give them a slight advantage? Means they are well, they know the conditions here well, Obviously, the Indian players are also know pretty much well, having played the IPL recently. But then, do you think that Pakistan will have a slight edge, or in this match, whoever plays well then takes the honor?
Had we not played, Mama, have we not played these last two IPLs in these UAE conditions? Probably they would have started on an advantageous note. But now that and just recently we have played, just 3 days back we have played in this tournament. So I'm sure we are not anything naive to these conditions. We are well aware of these conditions. So I don't think that Pakistan will start on an advantageous note because they used to play here. So since we played a lot. I mean, we played about 220 games here. I mean, first half of this leg of IPL was held in India. So we almost played 80, 90 games here. So I'm sure we know these conditions as good as what Pakistan team needs. So whoever plays well on that particular day, I don't think any additional advantage will come handy by knowing the conditions. So both the teams know these conditions much better, and whoever plays much good cricket and whoever gets their combination rights on that particular day will definitely win that particular game.
Sir, who according to you would give India a run for money and could give India a tough fight in the tournament?
Well, Pakistan is one team because you already said that they know these conditions much better, and a country like England. England has got a very good side. It's got a balanced side, and West Indies is one thing. You'll always will never say that they are favorites, but they are they come as an underdogs and they win these tournaments because they love this particular format. All those players, they play across the globe in different leagues. So they are one team which is which are really one of those favorites to win this tournament. Also one of those favorites to win this. England is a well balanced side. So is Australia. Australia will be very hungry because they haven't won the T20 World Cup till now since the inaugural tournament in 2007. So I mean, in a T20 game, you can never say that who's favorites. Nobody would have ever thought that India will win in 2007.
Absolutely.
We started as underdogs in that tournament, and we went on to win that tournament. So it all depends upon how a team starts, what kind of a momentum that they get, what kind of a combination sets I mean, augur well for their teams. All those things should come handy, and I'm sure with these practice games that we are having, these two games are really going to help Indian team to set their combinations right. So I'm sure Indian team is also one of the favorite side because we know these conditions, and if we get our combination right, I think India will be a very big force to win this tournament.
We are very close to ending this broadcast. And what would be the key for India to do well in the tournament?
Our key, our key is to get the combination right. So our key is to have a role clarity of each and every player in the side. See who is going to open, who is going to play middle order, who is going to do that finisher roles. See if that has to set right in these next two practice games, and we are playing against best of the sides. So set your batting order. See, suddenly Ishan Kishan can be an unknown commodity. He can suddenly win you games also. Or where does Surya Kumar Yadav, or who is our batting opening? Is Virat going to open with KL or with Rohit, or KL and Virat are going to? So there's so many things that they need to set right. Once that is set right, they should have a role clarity. What is the role of an openers? What is the role of middle orders? What is the tempo that we need to maintain? The run rate that we need to maintain. So these are the strike rates that everybody has to maintain, and who is going to play those finishing role, whether it is your Rishabh Pant or whether it is Ravindra Jadeja. So who has to, or Hardik Pandya if he plays. So that once our role clarity, we have that role clarity. I think we have frankly speaking, we have a wonderful talent in us. Get the combinations right, and I'm sure we'll definitely win this tournament.
My last question to you is obviously the big development yesterday. Rahul Dravid being obviously is not appointed yet, but he made it clear that he's going to apply for the post of the head coach because, as we all know, that Ravi Shastri, that it's his last tournament assignment for Team India as a head coach. So, how do you see this move of appointing Rahul Dravid as the head coach of the Indian team?
Well, I see it as a natural succession. It's a natural succession because Rahul Dravid has been groomed. Either he groomed himself or the board has groomed him through a systematic process by put him through to under 19s and India A's. So now that the majority of the younger lot know him, he has groomed them. So it's an ideal time for him to get into that role as a head coach of Indian team. And this I've been advocating this for quite some time that post Ravi's era, I think Rahul and his team has to come and take over. It's a natural succession. I don't really foresee anything surprising out of it. And with Rahul there and Mahi coming for major tournaments as MS as a mentor will be a wonderful thing for Team India. And I have no doubts because Rahul being a studious person, he understands from everybody's perspective. He's got a good head on his shoulders. So and he always keeps himself on in the back seat and projects the players into the front seat. So all these qualities that are required for a successful coach. He is full of those qualities, and I'm sure he will be a successful coach for Team India. And since we have 2 World Cups apart from this T20 World Cup, we will have one more World Cup in Australia, and also 2023 we got a ODI World Cup. So I think whoever is appointed, I mean, I'm sure they will appoint Rahul. It should be they should get a longer duration so that he can work with those core group of players who eventually will go on to win those championships for us.
Thank you so much, MSK sir. It's been a privilege and honor to have you on our show. So, friends, keep watching Extra Time and subscribe to Extra Time YouTube channel. Until we join for another time. Goodbye from Dubai.
You have always been a fantastic person, and entire Indian team. Let me tell to the viewers also that you are one of the most lovable person, and we could see that smile on you, and we adore you for not only for your photography, also from your channel point of view. You've been fantastic, and bring these good pictures and good videos to the people so that they enjoy.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you.
This is Extra Time. Extra Time.